Hey everyone, my name is Neal, and I spent another 3 days on the Peace Boat, going from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil down to Buenos Aires, Argentina. And of course a lot happened on these 3 days. We for example had a table tennis tournament where I lost out from the winners with just 1 point difference. I also helped packing donated goods to be brought onto shore. We had a Brazilian carnival party on board, and the onboard musicians played a piece of music that transported me back into Vienna. After arriving in Buenos Aires, my first time ever in Argentina, we got to explore the city for 1 day. And one building was really interesting. It was a theater, old theater, 100 years, that was now being used as a bookstore. So come with me, come explore Buenos Aires. I'll see you there. 3 days at sea, between Rio and Buenos Aires. And as always, they were very eventful sea days. It started with a table tennis doubles tournament. I signed up, not expecting much, and ended up making it all the way to the semi-finals. Top 4 out of the whole ship. My partner and I lost 11-10 to the team that went on to win it all. Just 1 point difference. Some of the older passengers on the ship can put a spin on the ball that I genuinely did not see coming. Lesson learned: never underestimate someone just because they look like they're enjoying a quiet retirement. A more grounding moment came a day later, when I joined a donation packing session. Passengers on board pack goods. Some donated directly, some bought with donated funds, that get delivered to communities in the ports we visit. Sorting and packing boxes by hand, knowing they'll end up with real people in real towns along this route. Made the whole voyage feel a little less like a vacation and a little more like it actually matters. Then, even after having left Rio physically, a Brazilian carnival party broke out on board. A send-off in spirit from the country we just left. Dancers in costumes, covered in color, feathers, the whole thing, turning the ship's outer deck into a party. And then there was a quieter moment that caught me off guard. The onboard string quartet played a familiar tune to my ears. A piece of An der schönen blauen Donau, the Blue Danube. And for a second, I was right back in Vienna. It's funny how music can just transport you to places by triggering memories. After 3 days at sea, we sailed into Buenos Aires, which literally means good winds. The city was named for Our Lady of the Fair Winds, patron saint of sailors, which felt fitting for a place we were arriving at by ship. I explored with a group of 5 from the boat, 2 Japanese, 1 Mexican and 1 Spanish, and myself. Between the Spanish and the Mexican passenger, our language coverage for the day was solid. First impression, the temperature here was a relief after Rio's heat, and the architecture immediately stood out. Wide boulevards, ornate facades, a European feel that's earned Buenos Aires its old nickname, the Paris of South America. Our first stop was Ateneo Grand Splendid, a bookstore that regularly shows up on lists of the most beautiful bookstores in the world, from National Geographic to The Guardian. The building itself opened in 1919 as a grand theater, hosting opera, ballet, and tango legends like Carlos Gardel. It was converted into a bookstore in the year 2000, and they kept almost everything. The frescoed dome is still there. The old theater boxes are still there, now used as reading nooks. Even the red stage curtains are still hanging at the back, behind what's now a cafe, where the stage used to be. Over 120,000 books, inside a building that still feels like opening night at the opera. From there, we walked to the most recognizable symbol of the city, the Obelisco, standing in Plaza de la República. It's just under 70 meters tall, 67.5 meters to be precise. And it was built in 1936 to mark 400 years since the city's first founding. That founding happened in 1536 by Spanish conquistador Pedro de Mendoza, on this very spot, which is also where the Argentine flag was raised in the city for the first time. But that first attempt at a city didn't last. Famine and conflict with the local population forced the Spanish to abandon it. It took until 1580 for explorer Juan de Garay to refound Buenos Aires for good. Not far away stands a strange and beautiful building, Palacio Barolo. Completed in 1923, it's 100 meters tall with 22 floors. And for over a decade, it was the tallest building in all of South America, until Buenos Aires' own Kavanaugh building overtook it in 1935. But the height isn't the curious part. The building is split into 3 sections, Hell, Purgatory, and Heaven, and topped with a lighthouse. The whole structure is basically architecture as a tribute to Dante's Divine Comedy. We also stepped inside the Metropolitan Cathedral and walked past the Casa Rosada, the presidential palace, where the Argentine flag was waving in the wind above us. Buenos Aires is the 10th port of call on this voyage, so in front of the palace, 3 of us tried to form the number 10 with our bodies for a photo. I'll let the footage speak for how well that went. Wandering through some local shops, I stumbled onto something I did not expect, a Dutch book, sitting in a random market stall, thousands of kilometers from home. Nirvana by Tommy Wieringa. Small world. We also passed through San Telmo market, browsing for food and drinks among the stalls. One of those places where you can feel the city's culinary diversity. No visit to Buenos Aires is complete without La Boca, a neighborhood that trades the European elegance of downtown for something louder and more colorful. The houses are painted in bright, contrasting colors, and the street, Caminito in particular, is packed with tourists, street performers, and tango dancers posing for photos. It's touristy, sure, but it's very cool. We finished the day at Puerto Madero, the city's modern waterfront district. Sleek docks along the Rio d'Arcena Sur, lined with yachts, upscale restaurants, and luxury apartments. The centerpiece is the Puente de la Mujer, the women's bridge, a striking white, curved structure that can actually rotate open and let boats pass through. A fitting way to end the day, from a 1919 theater full of books to a building modeled on heaven and hell to a bridge that swings open for ships, all in one afternoon in a country I'd never set foot in before today. So that was one nice day in Buenos Aires. I hope you enjoyed coming with us and looking through the city and the things that we did. It's a lot easier if you speak some Spanish, have some Spanish skills. So in my case, which unfortunately I don't speak Spanish, so thanks a lot to my Spanish-speaking passengers who were in the group with me, who made moving around a lot easier. So that was Argentina and Buenos Aires. So we're not going to travel far in the next episode, but we're moving to Uruguay, a neighboring country, and we're going to explore the capital of Montevideo. So I hope to see you there. Take care.